And we are here live. Welcome everybody to the second episode of Chai with KP. Sorry, I had to shift locations a little today. Got a couple things going on upstairs with the family, so here we are. Um, but yeah, welcome, and hope your guys' Sunday is going well, or if it's already the next day for some of you on the other side, if you guys are here. Uh, hey, new follower. Hi, Dragon Queen. Sorry, my freaking stupid laptop is being all shaky, but thank you so much for the subscription and good morning. Hello. Oh man, hello. That's fine. Mistypes and misspellings are totally fine here because trust me, I'm the king of mistyping. If you ever even bother to see, or if anybody bothers to see my Twitter tweets and stuff, yeah, autocorrect and I don't get along very well. But thank you all for joining. Hi, good morning, Hedge Whimsy. Good morning, Blue Blazer. It's yeah, I hope is it morning for you guys over there? Are you within the time zone or um I'm not sure where you guys are currently at, but if it's morning, good morning. If not, well, good whatever time zone it is for you guys. Evening, next day, or night. Actually, probably just be night at this point, right? I think the furthest we go is maybe like 16-hour time difference. I think that's like Australia, I believe, is like almost like a 16-hour time diff. There you go. There you go. But thank you guys all for joining me today. If you guys were here last week, you kind of know how the show goes. If you weren't here, then let me just tell you, it's a very, very simple, very, no format, just casual kind of a thing where, I'm just here to chat. Just, I'm lonely. I miss friends. I miss having connections and conversations. So that's kind of the purpose. And also, it's my whatever I want to do kind of a show, or whatever we want to do together kind of a show. Hey, fellow PDXer. Hi. I didn't know that. Hi. Well, hopefully you're safe. Are you downtown? If you are, hopefully you're safe down there. If not, still hope you're safe. Hope all of you are. But yeah, this show is pretty much do whatever we want, chat about whatever we want. Maybe in between I might switch over to like either playing games or maybe going and editing some photos, or we could just watch some random videos together. So very chill, very casual. Yeah, that sounds like a very dangerous situation for sure. Oh yeah, that cat pounce, that cat smothering, or any kind of animal smothering is, yeah. Although I kind of envy that situation right now. My dog is sleeping upstairs, so he's totally ignoring me, or he's in that very lazy mood after our walk this morning. So I don't get that same come here, jump on me kind of. And he's normally not the type to even bother to do that. Like he doesn't. He'll sit at the foot of the bed, but he won't actually like lay next to me or like lay on top of me. It's very rare. It's very rare, and I cherish those moments. Those moments are the best moments. But he shows love in a different way. Being an adult and eating ice cream for very, yes, super adult. I'm so proud of you. Honestly speaking, isn't that the point of being an adult? To do what we want to do, right? We know what the repercussions are, and we choose to do what we feel like doing anyways, so that we make informed choices. We it's fine. You want to have ice cream for breakfast? You're gonna have ice cream for breakfast because you're an adult, and that's the best part. Hey, good morning. Hi, Lexi. Oh, you make my day every time you show up, Lexi. You just make me so happy. Honestly speaking, like if you guys don't know who Lexi is, or Kanman Photography, amazing photographer. Highly recommend checking her out. Seriously, one of the people I look up to, and as a photographer, I always am like, oh, I wish I could do what they do. Like, oh, I wish I can shoot like that. So highly recommend, and just overall great person. So check her out. But yeah, No, no, don't be all modest. You always you support me so much, and you show up like this all the time, and you just make me happy. So thank you for being here. And I mean that extends to everyone, but I just wanted to point out that, you know, she's awesome, and I love her. But good kind of have our expense. Wait, what? I missed what happened. No, will I? Hell yeah. I'm lactose. Oh no. I hear you on the lactose intolerant. I have some family members who are like that, and I'm just like, but pizza, but ice cream, but hot cocoa, y'all. I make the best. Okay, I can't objectively say this. I can't say, without any form of bias, but based on what I make and based on the feedback I get from other people, I make some damn good hot cocoa. It's my like winter specialty. It's what I try making a lot. If you guys were with me early on, I used to constantly post about all the times I made hot cocoa on Twitter. That was like my thing. And then somehow chai became my thing. And you know, if chai had not become a thing, this wouldn't be called Chai with KP. This show would probably have been called Hot Cocoa with KP. Actually, that has a very nice ring to it. Although for some reason, it sounds very close to hot coffee, and I don't want to go into that territory. But it's her drink of choice. Oh man, honestly speaking, it's not that special. It's me just like following random recipes online. I think one of the recipes I went with was binging with Babish, and I kind of just tweaked it a little bit. But he has an amazing, amazing hot cocoa recipe that I highly recommend you guys look up. But yeah, that was my go-to drink. I think I first made it back in 2016. That was the first time I made my own proper hot cocoa, like with everything. I'll post the pictures of it. I'm sure I have the pictures of it somewhere of what I put together to make it. I was by myself. My mom and dad were in India, and I had the house to myself. And I was like, it just snowed in Portland. Like when we get snow, we rarely get it, but when we do, it's like that nice amount where it's just not like, you know, oh my God, it's so crazy, I can't go out. But oh, this is nice. Like I can play around in it, and it lasts maybe like 3-4 days. So enough to like just enjoy it before it goes away, and not be an inconvenience where like I can't do my daily life routines anymore, kind of a situation. So like it was snowing outside, and I had a nice cup of hot cocoa. The fireplace was lit. I'm just like, this is the dream life. This is how I want my life to be all the time, you know. So there you go. But yeah, I could do that. I can teach you guys one day. It's pretty easy, honestly. It doesn't really take that long, so I wouldn't need an entire episode. But I could maybe do like a winter special where I can do like hot cocoa. I don't think we really have any special winter related Indian cooking. Maybe one of our holidays are around then, so I can think of something. But definitely, yeah, I can incorporate hot cocoa with something else. It's just my name with Hoob Noob. I remember there was an actual trend on Twitter with that, right? I remember mine being ridiculous because my actual name is really, really long. If you guys don't understand or don't know where my naming thing came from for my, you know, online nomenclature, KP is my first name and my middle name, and then 11 comes because that's how many letters I have in my last name. So that I have 11 letters in my last name. And so I was like, you know what? Because I wanted to just do KP photography, and then I did that, and then there was like hundreds of people with that. I'm like, damn, how am I gonna freaking distinguish myself? I don't want to do like KP1 or KP2 or some ridiculous, silly, obviously this looks like someone already had that name, and hence why I had to, you know, just make something up. So I was like, you know what can I do something that still sticks to who I am? And that's how I went with that. Oh yeah, that was great. Forget the name tape. Think about all the people, because you have to go by your last name in the Navy or in the military. So I remember when I first joined boot camp, everybody just stared at me like, they're like, recruit, and just stare. And then so basically I went by UPAD. It was my nickname in the Navy because that was the first part of my name. So I just gave you the first part of my last name. There you go. First, was it 5 letters, 4 letters? UPAD. Yeah, 4 letters. So that's how I went for pretty much my entire Navy career. After that, everybody just called me that. They're like, perhaps you're UPAD. I'm like, yes, hi, yes. So for 4 years, that was me. Didn't do anything but use 31 at the end because I love Oh, that's smart. There you go. Oh, wow. Well, maybe they made mine sometime. Who knows? That'd be pretty interesting, right? I think I'm eating dinner or else I'll be getting hungry. You don't mind just fun videos of hot cocos. Oh, man. You guys are speaking my language about the hot cocoa thing, by the way. Also, in Modern Universe, my character's B-Day is on Halloween. Ooh, what character? Is it like your D&D character or my tour soon because I don't stream anymore? Oh, that's nice. Well, I hope it goes through very smoothly and you get a nice, new name. That sounds fun. Backstop for your channel name is cool. The backstop of your channel? I'm not sure what that is actually. Can I ask you what the backstop is? Oh, I have him for a modern setup and for D&D. Ooh. Backstory. Oh, thank you. It's honestly very simple, but it helps me, I think, hopefully stand apart. I was a little bit concerned about the number for a while, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna embrace it. It is what it is. So, but I usually go by Furial on the internet, but if that's taken, I use Hoobnoob because it's weird enough that no one else has it. Yeah, there you go. I think it's always fun to have that one name that you can apply everywhere that's unique enough while still applying to you. By the way, sorry for my camera shaking. Like I said, it's a very temporary setup that I'm using right now. So, it's sitting on the couch's little armrest. So, and it's a reclining couch, so it shakes, as you can see. And because of that, any little shake is gonna be showing up here. So I apologize for that. I know it's not very professional. It's just so much easier. Yeah, there you go. That works. Funny enough, fun story, by the way. My wife's birthday is on Halloween. I didn't know that until much later. And not much later, but like after we met. And if you guys were on my live stream for story time last week, or was it the week before? I think it was last week. We were talking about the conversation about arranged marriages came up. And just so you guys know, my marriage was technically an arranged marriage, but it's not. People seem to have a lot of misconceptions about what arranged marriage is nowadays, especially foreign people out like in the Western. But the way I like to explain it to people is just think of it as basically a dating app, but the app is your parents. And the concept being that your parents know who you are the best compared to anybody else. I mean, like if you go on a dating app, you give all the details, right? You like, what's your age? What are your likes? What are your dislikes? So on and so forth. And based off of that, the app then matches it to who it thinks is the best person that would suit you. And then you would go on and date them and so on and so forth and see if that you're actually a match or not. Similarly, my parents, they put out to the world, like all the people they knew, like, hey, my son is at a marriageable age. He's looking for someone. If you guys know anybody who is also looking and would be a good match to them, help us out. So essentially how it happened was, mind you, I was not ready for marriage. I think I was only in like one relationship, like my entire life. I only had one relationship and that lasted like 2 months. And that's a story in and of itself, honestly speaking. I don't want to talk about that. But I had just come back. This was 2016. I had just come back from my trip, from my Europe trip. So if you guys were here on my last week's Chai with KP, I talked about the various trips I've gone to. And I talked about the Bangkok trip that went crazy. If you're not, I can summarize that later or you guys can watch that episode. But essentially, I came back from that trip And then my mom said to me, "Hey, go look at the table." I'm like, "What?" And goes, "Look at, there's something on the table. Go check it out." I'm like, "No, okay." I walk up and there's a picture of a girl, and I'm just like, "Oh God, I know what this is about." No, no, no. There's no way, no way. And I'm like, "What is this?" And then my mom's like, "Just, do you like it?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And goes, "I mean, like, what is your first impression when you saw her?" Like, first time, I'm like, I told my mom, like, "Listen, yeah, first off, yes, she's very pretty, but I can't just base, first off, I'm not ready for marriage. Second of all, I can't base someone, like, if I like someone or not, just based off the looks. I have to talk to them. I have to figure out whether they're, they would match me or not. I can't just, like, say yes immediately." Like, she's like, "No, no, 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 I'm not expecting, like, a yes, but at least, like, would you wish to proceed?" And I'm like, "I know, I'm not interested." And then I walk away, right? And then my wife loved telling me this story too. She goes, like, because at the same time, my picture was sent to their family, right? And so her mom tried to play it off, like, by saying, "Hey, look at this photo." Uh, and my wife was, at the time, she was like, "Why? What's this?" And he goes, "What? Why? Who's this for?" Her mom tried to say, "Oh, it's for your cousin. Like, they just wanted to see if, what do you think?" And she's like, "Why are you asking me? Ask her." She goes, "We did. It just, I mean, we will, but just, it's like a family thing. Everybody's kind of looking and seeing what they think." And my wife's like, "I don't know. I don't know." And then, and my wife likes to tell me that her mom, or my mother-in-law, can't lie, because it's, as soon as she tries to lie, she starts, like, chuckling and smiling. Uh, and so she knew that something was up immediately. And she goes, "Tell me the truth. What the heck is going on?" She goes, "Well, this photo just came in, and this family was looking, and they saw a photo of you, and they thought you were really good, and they would love to chat with you." And she was just like, "Nope." Like, we both were at the same time. We were just like, "Nope." Right? But just out of respect for her family, we were like, "Okay, we'll talk. We'll chat with them out of respect. Do not, expect anything. Do not, think that we're going to say yes or anything like that." So we both went in with that mindset, right? And I think the first conversation we had, it was very polite. Obviously, you're trying to make a decent impression, just as a good human being, not because you want to, like, marry them or anything. It's just like, oh, I want to make sure I give a decent impression as a good person. And we chatted for a bit. I chatted with her family as well, and they chatted with my family. And I was like, you know what? At least they sound nice. There's no harm in just talking. And I told my parents, I'm like, "You know what? Fine, just, we can chat, but don't expect anything from me, okay? Do not expect me to say yes to anything." So so we started chatting, and that was around end of October of 2016, right? And she was very good about, like, at least staying in touch. I'm a terrible person in communicating with people. I don't tend to respond back very quickly. And once again, on top of that, I just wasn't interested in getting married. Not interested in her, just at the concept of getting married at the time. And she loves to harp at me about this all the time. But, like, there'd be days where she would call me or message me, and I would ignore it. Like, literally, I would see it, I'm just like, maybe I'll talk later. And then, I feel terrible about it now, but, like, that's how it happened. But slowly but surely, as we chatted more and we talked more, I realized that, wow, she's actually a really great person to chat with. And I didn't know how it happened, but I started liking her. And it was very quick, too. It was not like it was, it took a long time, but literally within a month or two, we were chatting pretty regularly, almost every day, morning, evening. Like, whenever I take my dog for a walk in the morning, mind you, she was in India, so there was a 12-hour time difference at that time. So in the morning for me, when it's morning, was evening for her. So I'd be chatting in the morning, so it'd be evening time after she came back from college, and then vice versa. When it's morning and she's getting ready for college, it'd be evening for me. But every day we would chat, and I don't know how it happened, but eventually we just really started liking each other. But the moment that I knew I really loved her, like I figured out the feeling I had was love, and I remember this because, and I'll tell you why. So it was December 16th, right? and we were chatting in the morning. And this was when I had that hot cocoa. I made my first hot cocoa. I remember the reason also I remember this is because that was the day I made my first at-home hot cocoa, and that's what I love about it. And I was like just looking out at the snow, and then she called me. It was morning, and we were chatting for a bit, and then suddenly she goes, "Hey, what's the time over there?" I'm like, it's like 9:30, like around 9:30. She goes, "All right, I need you to remember this time, and I need you to remember today's date. What's today's date for you?" I'm like, December 16th. Why? She goes, and then she goes, "I love you." And I'm just like, what? Hell, what? What's this? What? Huh? And it's not the fact that she said, you know, "I love you." It was more of the fact that I love the forwardness of that about it all. And that's what I really love about her, is that she's not the type to be shy about things. Like if she likes something, she wants something, she will go get it. Like, oh yeah, 100%. KP.exe has stopped working. I was just like, I think she kind of got nervous. So she's like, "Say something." I'm like, "I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes, yes, I love you too." And that's what, you know, I responded back. And she was like, my heart was racing so hard at that moment. And then until you said that, I couldn't calm down. But yeah, that's how. And so literally we started chatting end of October, and then mid-December she told me, "I love you." And we, you know, it just worked out. It, you know, not all relationships happen that quickly. But this just happened to be the one that clicked really quickly. And I think it helped because the fact that we were thinking about this as the end goal of being married or getting married really helped make sure that we really vetted each other continuously, constantly chatting and constantly like just, you know, sounding each other out about various topics and mindsets and what we thought about things, right? I think one of the big things, especially for me growing up in the US all the time, not all, growing up most of my life in the US, I was 7 when I moved here, and then occasionally went back to visit. In my mindset, whatever I had an image of an Indian woman or, you know, just someone who was born in India came from either my parents' mindset or what I saw in films, and like Indian, like Bollywood films and things like that. And a lot of those are very conservative, especially the older ones that came out. So my mindset was, oh my gosh, they're going to be very conservative. They're not going to be very talkative. They're going to be very shy. They're not going to be open to a lot, like just various conversations. So that was one of the other reasons why I was so apprehensive about getting married, because I knew that if I were to get married, it probably would be to an Indian girl, simply because, you know, that was the direction my parents kind of, I mean, they were okay with anybody, but just as we're like, oh, it'd be nice if it was, you know, not only just an Indian girl, but it would have to be, you know, it'd be nice if it was a Telugu girl from South, you know, South India, from where I'm from, who has the similar values and similar mindset as us. And, you know, so that way, you know, parents being parents, but they're like, you know what, but if you find someone and you like them, that's fine, you know, go for it. But if you find someone that is like this, 100% go for them, kind of a situation. And so just try pitta. Actually, I don't know what pitta is. I don't know what that is, actually. But so that's essentially what happened, right? And my mind just completely blanked, but we ended up, you know, falling in love with each other. And there was a second time I fell in love again. December was when we finally accepted and said yes. Oh, okay. Got pitas. Okay, just try pitas. Oh, is that pita bread? Okay, that's what you meant. Okay, sorry, my brain just didn't register. So the second time that I fell in love with her was the following year. So after we confirmed that we liked each other, and, you know, things progressed, we then set our engagement date, which was March. Oh God, I hope I remember this correctly, because she would kill me. March is our wedding date. April 7th. Oh God, I really need to double check this before I talk to her about this, because you have to understand, I am terrible at remembering dates, and I'm terrible at remembering names. Okay, you would have to be constantly chatting with me to be able to remember. Okay, there are people who have been in my life for 20 plus years, but because I don't constantly meet them, I don't remember who they are. Like my parents would go, "Oh, so and so auntie said this." I'm like, "Uh-huh, sure." And I'm just thinking, who the hell are they? And they're like, they're part of this group and they did this, and I'm just like, uh-huh, okay. So I'm terrible about these things, all right? So there's only a few things in my life that I have to remember, and that is my family's birthdays. That's because I'm just constantly, obviously, reminded of it. And then the day she told me I love you, our engagement date, and the day of our marriage. Those are the three things I have to remember. You have to understand. If I don't, it'll be apocalyptic. It's bad. So if I can't even remember that. But anyways, I remember April 7th, it was our engagement date. April 8th was our engagement date. And right before then, because I only had a week. I just started working at a new company and I only had a week off to go and travel and meet. And you have to understand, this is the first time we physically met each other. Like up till then, it was all conversations over the phone or like video chatting. So the first time we were meeting each other was also the time that we were about to get engaged. And I'll tell you the funny story about our first meeting later on. But the main thing I wanted to get to was, excuse me, we went on our first date together after meeting up, and it was a great time. We were hanging out, we were going all over the place. But the thing that kept happening, and I was really annoyed by, and I really should. And I think I have it written down somewhere, but I don't think she would be very appreciative if I'm just like, our dates were this. That probably wouldn't go down very well either. But we were on our first date together, and while we were, going around, she kept getting a phone call from another, friend of ours, like a very close family friend. But funny enough, she's now engaged to my brother, whose wedding is in this December, right? But I've known her my entire life. I literally know her when, like, around the time she was born. Like, it was right before we moved to US. So they've been close family friends all this time, and her and my wife got along like instantly. Like, they were best friends from the very beginning after we our situation got settled or confirmed. And she kept calling my wife, and I'm just getting bummed out. I'm like, this is our first date. Why are you calling so much? You're bugging the hell out of me. And they would go hush, 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 and then, yeah, okay, fine, and then put it down. And then finally I snapped. I'm not normally a very angry person. I tend to take things very lightly, but I'm just like, this is my first date. I'm going out with my future wife. Why the fuck are you bugging me? So one more time she called me. She called her. I asked, can I see the phone? And I took the phone. I'm just like, listen, you need to stop calling. Otherwise, I'm going to come down and like, just like come down on you hard. She goes, fine, I'm just doing something for you guys. Bye. Click. I'm just like, what the hell? And anyways, the date ended. We had a great time. And, we already knew that we were supposed to meet up with this friend at her house so we can all do some shopping for the engagement and stuff, right? So we finally end up going there and go upstairs, go to their house, and before I can say or do anything, my wife and her just book it to her room, to the friend's room. And before I can come inside, they shut the door and lock it behind them. I'm just like, what the hell? What's going on? They go, give 10 minutes. Give us 10 minutes. Sit outside. I'm like, oh, what? He goes, please, 10, 15 minutes. We'll be right out. Just give us time. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? So I go and sit down in the living room, and mind you, the only other person in the house at the time is their grandma. And so I'm just like, hi grandma, how are you doing? And so I didn't quite understand what the hell was going on. And then finally they're like, okay, come on inside. And they open the door and they call me in. I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? And I walk in, and there's candles everywhere, heart-shaped balloons hung up everywhere, and then pictures of us that we had taken so far that were printed out and then put on the wall in like various designs. And I'm just like, what in the world is happening? Mind you, we were still in the process of looking for our rings, and I was waiting for when we finally got the ring and settled on the ring that we wanted, our engagement rings, and then purchased them, so then I can do the entire, like, I've always wanted to do the proposal, right? And that's generally expected of you. So I was already talking with her friends about various locations and ways to do it, and asking for their help and stuff. And then god damn it, before I could ever even get the chance, I walk into that door, she grabs my hand, pulls me into the center, and then gets down on one knee, grabs a balloon, and then goes, "Will you marry me?" And I'm just like, my heart, what the hell is happening? My heart. And honestly, like, I was shaking. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? I was not expecting this. So I think that was, like, you have to understand, that was the day I fell in love twice. And I was just like, this is the perfect woman. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with her, like, with the guy proposing, but you have to understand, us guys like things like this too. At least I hope most guys like things like this. We like to be serenaded. We like to be romanced a little bit. It's nice. It feels nice. And the fact that she did that for me was an immediate, I'm like, I cannot let this woman go. She needs to be in my life. She needs to be a part of my life. And yeah, then everything's been smooth sailing since then. So yeah, that kind of is the journey of how we got married. And so yeah, April was our engagement, and then the following year, so that was 2017, 2018, March was when our wedding day. So yeah, so within a year and a half, we ended up getting married. We met, got engaged, got married, and there you are. So that's the progress of of all of this. But yeah, sorry. I hope I know I went on a tangent there for a second, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. But when you find the right person, you find the right person. It doesn't matter if it took a few years to get there or a few months to get there. That's why I don't really like to judge people on how they met, because life is really strange. You have so many situations, so many variables that can happen to bring people together, and it could be sorry. God, I'm actually feeling like secondhand embarrassment right now. I don't even, well, it wouldn't be called secondhand, right? I'm just feeling whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's kind of weird telling this story to a bunch of people, but yeah, there you are. I'm very happy, and I'm very lucky to have her in my life, and hopefully everybody goes through that. Everybody gets that person. And I truly feel that because of this experience, that when you find the right person, it's meant to be. I'm not much of a like religious person. I hope, I understand if people think I'm religious based off of the cultural things that I put up. And I do have some, I guess, just because I grew up amongst it, but it's more of just, I'm proud of my culture and I want to share it with people, so that way people have more of that creative juice flowing inside of them to make new things. And I'm very proud of it, because that's where my moral values and who I am as a person comes from. But I'm not particularly religious. But it's moments like these that I think that, I don't know if it's religion, some kind of God, or it's just, something, just destiny or some higher power or whatever it is. But I do feel like there's something out there that brings people together that are meant to be together. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. Sometimes it might take a long time, sometimes a very short time. You might meet in person, online. I always find it fun seeing the various ways that people, and hearing about the various ways that people got together. You hear the people who met online, like through playing video games, like on WoW or something, or some other live act. What's the word for it? Why am I blanking the name? The only one goes to show how inundated I am in the tabletop environment, that I can only think of TTRPG, but MMORPG. There it is. There you go. Yes. So when I hear stories about that, I'm just like, that's great. You found each other through a different means than the traditional way. But I met my husband while watching Cowboy Bebop. There you go. See, and I think that that actually makes a stronger case for people, or a stronger relationship, because you met mutually through something you love. And hopefully, obviously that's not the only factor, because, there's a lot of times where that might be one factor, but if nothing else matches, it not good. But I don't think it should be stigmatized on how you met someone, right? As long as you guys are happy together. And so, yeah, there you go. I met Condad on Tinder. There, yeah, see? There you go. That was your arranged marriage, you could say. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Tinder was your fam. He was friends with my sister's PF. Wait, what? This is the best story I've ever heard. I've heard a lot. Oh, stop it. It's not. I met my husband while watching. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was friends with my sister. Yeah. So there you go. See, and I really think that's what makes it beautiful, when people meet during the most unlikely situations, and then ended up falling in love with each other, and then started a life together. It went super fast, but I knew I wanted to marry him within the first 6 months of dating. Oh, that's sweet. That's awesome. And I think the key thing is to constantly, check in with each other, and then making sure that you communicate about what you guys want, what you guys need, what are your, what is it about you that ticks? What is it about you that, gels? If you don't do that, if you don't have that conversation, and if you don't have that constant check-in, because it's not just that initial conversation, right? You have to have that, upkeep of, hey, how are you doing? How's everything happening? Is it good? Are you good? Is there, or letting each other know, hey, that was really cool. I like that. Or not my thing. Please, can you reconsider? Maybe, let's try a different way. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that, that they're very stuck in their ways, and they don't have that communication happening. And I think that's what I loved about my wife, Suma, is that from the very beginning, we were very open about communicating with each other. And I told her from the very beginning, listen, I'm not the jealous type. I'm not the type to think you have some ulterior motive if you compliment someone. And I feel like, I don't know why people have that insecurity. To me, whenever I view someone and I think that they're attractive, it's more of just like an art piece kind of situation. Oh, that, just like, ooh, that's a beautiful art piece. Oh, that's a very beautiful person. And I tell my wife that. I'm like, look, oh, wow, and we love to tell each other, like, ooh, I love the dress that they're wearing. Like, I tell my wife, oh, dude, check out that dress. She looks really cool in that dress, or he looks really nice in that attire. And my wife's like, yeah. And then, now we're thinking, oh, maybe we should get something like that. But it's never out of, hey, I'm comparing you to them. I wish you were like them. It was never like that. And I think having that communication from the very beginning was very, very key. And just overall, just, hey, and that the other thing we established at the very beginning was however upset we are about something, when we go to bed, that's the time we just let it go. Even if it's not solved yet, we are not going to go to bed angry at each other. We're going to, hug it out. It's not that we don't love each other any less. We just have a difference in opinion about things. And we're just going to, it's fine. We take a pause. We're going to get back into it tomorrow. Maybe we'll let it process a little bit. We'll have a better way of communicating about it tomorrow. But it doesn't mean I love you any less. So I think that's also, having that conversation is very, very key. But yeah, I was not expecting such a heavy conversation today, and I apologize for anybody who's like, ooh, this is not what I want to talk about. But yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. By the way, first off, hi, Enderazil. I'm so sorry if hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Enderazil. First off, I'm sometimes very terrible at pronunciations. I'm also very dehydrated. I should have had some water, but there you go. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? By the way, like I said, it's a very free form sort of a thing today, or this show is. We all are. I've been with my husband for 16 years total, 3 being dating. It's a long road. Communication is super important, and we failed on that many times. Yeah, And that's the other thing, right? It's fine if you fail. It's okay, but it's about acknowledging that that was a failure and then figuring out a way to fix it, or at least finding out how to, you know, how we can communicate better rather than just shutting each other out completely. And I feel like that's what you guys ended up doing, right? I mean, the fact that you guys were married for 16 years shows, or not married, but at least together for 16 years shows that you guys, yeah, you guys stumbled. That's fine. Everybody does. We're human beings. We're gonna make mistakes. But the fact that you guys still are at it and still working at it with each other shows, at least to me, hopefully, and I apologize if I'm making any assumptions here, but at least shows to me that you guys did something right and you're, you know, working towards it. And I think the other thing that a lot of people have misconception about is having that perfect marriage, right? And I don't think that exists. I think a marriage is a constant work in progress, and no matter how long you've been together, you know, people are so complex and constantly changing that you're gonna learn new things about each other and just about yourself over time as you experience new things together. So it's about constantly evolving, constantly growing together, and then maintaining that communication so each of you are aware about these changes, right? Because who I am 5 years ago, 10 years ago, hell, even last month or two is completely different to who I am today. Quick request. Oh, can you show the bracelet? Oh, oh, you're talking about this. Okay. Yeah, we can talk about that. So this actually is what's called a Rakhi. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but I should, honestly, I probably should remove it at this point. Okay, it's not smelling. That's good. I'm just, so basically, and I was going to make a Worldly Wednesday post about this, but so many things has happened that I hadn't had the chance to talk about it yet. But it's a holiday that we have in India. It happened 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I need to double check the date. You have to understand that most of our holidays are based off of like the astrological or lunar calendar. So every holiday happens around the same time, but the dates constantly shift. So you never, basically what will happen is as the new year happens, a new calendar is released that shows around when these holidays should fall. And these calendars are made by like Hindu pundits and like priests and stuff who, you know, astrologers who look up the stars and look up the signs and go, okay, based off of this, and make a calculation. This should fall on this date. This should fall on that date. And then we, you know, get a new calendar each year that then tells us when we're supposed to have that holiday. That was the reason why when we were doing the Ganesh Chaturthi last Friday, we were confused until the very end. First off, is it Friday or Saturday that this is supposed to happen? So we had to constantly stay in contact with the pujari, the religious figure, to figure out. And even then, once we confirmed it was Friday, we still had to wait a little bit to figure out what time on Friday that it was supposed to happen. And that's the reason why I put hesitantly on my flyer it was supposed to be 10 a.m. for the live stream, but I was like, expect it to maybe be a little after. It might not be 10, it might be 11 o'clock, and you know, that's why. Yeah, my parents did it on Saturday. See, there you go. So some places did it Saturday, some places did it Friday, and I think it kind of depends also on like a lot of based on what sect you're from, because each sect is so different on various traditions and things like that and how they interpret things. Hinduism is a very complex religion, and I think no matter how much you study it, you're gonna constantly learn new things, and that's what makes me so excited about constantly sharing about it, because I'm learning new things about it, right? Anyways, sorry, tangent. Anyways, so Rakhi or Raksha Bandhan is the holiday that's celebrated all over India. And it's a holiday to celebrate the relationship between sisters and brothers. And it doesn't even have to be biological sisters or brothers. If you don't have an older sister or a younger sister, it doesn't matter. You still, if you know a friend who you consider like a sister or cousin who's close enough to you, they can also do it. And essentially what happened is it's to show that, you know, we have this strong bond. We are siblings. We are meant to be, you know, very close to each other. And so what happens is the sister would then come and tie a Rocky, the band, on the brother's arm, and the brother then offers a sweet and a present, usually some kind of clothes or whatever that they think, or maybe just a box of chocolates, something simple like that. And yeah, it's a very simple holiday. It's a fun one. You know, especially, you know, for the guys, it makes us feel nice to know that there's someone out there that cares for us like that, and to just have that relationship with someone else. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a biological thing. So like I know, so this was given to me by someone who's not actually related to me, but they came by and visited, and they're like, hey, can I tie this for you? I'm like, yeah, of course. Usually, and sometimes, you know, you will see some guys' arms are like covered in just Rockies, because all these other all the women in their life came by and tied it for them. The one bad thing about it is, and it hurts a lot, if a guy really likes a girl and then the girl's like, hey, Bhaiya, can I tie this Rocky? Bhaiya means brother. Can I tie this Rocky? And then you're just like, oh, my heart. Oh, but the pain, because you like this person, but she thinks of you as just as a brother, and you're just like, oh, that has happened to me once, and I'm just like, well, not in the Rocky situation, but the fact that they considered me more of as a brother than anything else. I'm just like, yeah, you should have just said you don't like me. Why do you have to say that? Like, don't say that. Yeah, essentially, yes, exactly. It's like friend zone. Even worse, you just got brother zoned, right? There's friend zone, because then you think, okay, friend zone, maybe if we constantly interact, it might eventually, like, they might see me as more than just a friend, and it might be something. Once you're brother zoned, you're just like, oof. If I approach this in any other way, it almost feels like incest. You're just hard blocked. So there you go. You just got sibling zoned or friend zone. I mean, a brother zone. So that's, to me, at least in my mind, you're just like, boop. That route is utterly, completely closed off. So, and you know, once again, there should never be a situation where you have to force someone, and you have to respect, obviously, the person's feelings about it, right? No, don't feel hurt, or don't feel like, oh, I got friend zoned, blah blah blah. Don't blame the other person because they view you that way. That, you know, that shouldn't ever be the case. You know, don't be that type of person. Okay, don't force your way, but just be yourself. You know, keep interacting with them, and if their feelings change about you, that's great. You know, that's awesome. You know, but don't pursue someone thinking, hey, maybe if I keep doing this, they will, you know, or acting a different way, they're going to change their minds about me, or pretend I'm someone else. Especially don't blame people, right? Don't victim blame. Not victim blame, but at least don't be like that person who's like, oh, you know, I'm such a nice person. Don't be the nice guy. Oh, I hate that. Don't be that person, okay? But anyways, that's the story of why this is. I just completely forgot I even have it on me, because you know, it's inconspicuous. I think the only time I really remember is when I'm eating and the little band kind of dangles into my plate, so I have to like tuck it in. But outside of that, I honestly forgot I even had that on. So, and you don't wear it a long time. You can remove it almost any time. You can remove it the next day if you want. I just like it, so I kept it. So there you go. I love the fact that so many celebrations in the Hindu religion have to do with supporting family relationships. Yeah, exactly. You have to understand that family values are very much entrenched. I'm not saying that other cultures don't have it, but it's just a lot of the holidays especially are entrenched around maintaining family ties. Like you have Ugadi, which is our, what is it called? New Year's Eve or New Year's, which happens February or March is usually close to around where actually like Chinese New Year's and all that happens too. Like I said, though, the dates can shift based on the astrological calendar that is put out that year. So yeah, that's like, I think that's very similar to also how Korea has the Chuseok. Yeah, I think it's Chuseok, right? Chuseok. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering the name, but I know that they have their own holiday like that, where you go back to your family home and everybody meets up there and they spend time with family. No matter how far away you are, you try to make it home. By the way, I apologize. You might be hearing something else happening, and that's my dad starting his morning prayers, which I'm gonna have to leave for, or at least pause this stream for, just so I can do the morning blessing and everything. Just as a heads up, I'll let you guys know. Where was I? Yeah, so you know, you have a holiday like that where everybody meets up. Then you have Diwali, which is all about, you know, celebrating life and color and then bringing everybody together. Yeah, so I think pretty much every holiday is about coming together as family, not even just as a, you know, friends or anything. I think, you know, obviously you have your federal holidays like Teachers' Day or Children's Day or things like that, but most everything else is about that family tie. But yeah, we have a lot of holidays. I wish I got those holidays off, you know, just like we have Christmas and stuff off, but that would mean that I barely work just because there'd be so many days I'd be off. I wish, though. One can dream. But I'd love to hear some of your guys' holidays too. If you guys have any unique holidays that you guys celebrate or do, that'd be fun. You know, do your own little worldly Wednesdays too, you guys. Because I really think that, especially in this connected world, we're all so thirsty about learning about each other and learning about different cultures and finding out, because it's so interesting. And rather than learn, I feel like, at least for me, and this is the reason why I started all of this, rather than learning it from some obscure source or doing my own research, it's much more fun to have someone who's immersed in that culture explain it. Because yeah, when you research, you get the knowledge, but you're not really getting a lot of the context. You're not getting a lot of the subtle meanings or relations behind it. You're just getting that straight up facts, which, you know, this is not like science, right? Science is, you know, yeah, this is the facts. There's really not much more you can interpret beyond that. I mean, you can, you know, find out more and think it's cool, but religion and culture is such a personal experience that you can talk to 100 people and each person is going to have a different experience to talk about, and they're going to have a different version of it that they can explain to you, or a different way that they can explain to you, that makes it much more interesting than just reading about it, right? So I really encourage you guys to explain and do your own little, if you have the chance to do your own little Worldly Wednesday or whatever date you picked to talk about things, because I feel that makes it a much better world to live in and much more interesting world to live in. But through Christmas time, we get our kids' godparents' place and celebrate Yule. It's always a fun. Ooh, that sounds fun. We don't really have anything special here in Germany, just the usual Christian stuff like Christmas, Easter, and all that. But the thing is, even there, right? Even in Christian holidays, I find that when you go from region to region or country to country or culture to culture, a lot of the things are, yeah, you have your commonalities, but there's so many things that make it unique with how people celebrate it in that region, that it's always fun to learn about what you do differently. I'm sure someone who celebrates Christmas in South America, like Brazil or something, is not going to have the same, you know, practices or same traditions as someone who's in Midwest USA. And even here in the United States, yeah, you have your common things, but just going from region to region from where you live, I feel like there's some subtleties there. I'm sure people in Germany, the way you guys celebrate some things are not going to be the same as some people here in the US or in UK or all the different places. So wait, England is mostly Christian stuff, but I'm a witch, so I have my own. So, ooh. I really only celebrate solstice, but everyone's outside my immediate family lumps it together with Christmas 3 to 4 days away, and it's pretty annoying. Oh, I'm sorry. But, you know, when you don't have family members or people who you're close to acknowledging things that you celebrate, that's when you, and I find this happened to me a couple times, you then go and find, you know, your found family, right? You celebrate it online, celebrate it with other people, or at least even if they don't celebrate it, by introducing it to them and showing how it is and, you know, showcasing your culture and what you believe in to them. I find with the right people, you then have people, even if they don't believe it, they will help enjoy it more. Um, Once again, I apologize if I don't mean to like, you know, force my views on things on anybody. Okay, this is just my way out how I would approach it. If it works for you, that'd be awesome. If it doesn't, that's totally fine. But I think what you have is really cool, and I don't think you should ever be ashamed or feel like someone is taking over. And if it's people that take that control, it's all about taking that control back, and you know, finding a way to celebrate it so it doesn't hurt you like that. But we do Dutch. Sorry, I apologize if I don't mean to advise anybody or anything. That I just sometimes tend to kind of go on my own opinions of things. So feel free. You don't have to take anything I say for, you know, by word. It's just me rambling. So, but we do Dutch Christmas on December 6th, and then Yule, then Christmas. Ooh, you know, is there any difference between Yule and actual Christmas, and what's the difference between Dutch Christmas and regular Christmas? Because that sounds interesting. And like, because I know, you know, you have the Yuletide and Yule Ball and things like that, but I always kind of lumped those with Christmas as the same thing. But it'd be cool to find out if that's different, if, you know, you guys have different things. And Hanukkah, I honestly think that I wish, and I'm really happy that we use Happy Holidays, but I also wish people would also greet with their specific along with that, just so I can understand, oh, you celebrate Kwanzaa, you celebrate Hanukkah, that's really cool. Instead of just saying Happy Holidays, because, yeah, that's nice that it's used to include everything and remind people, and I hate the people who goes, oh, no, it's only Merry Christmas. I'm like, no, dude, there's like a lot of different holidays happening around that time. Don't just say, you know, don't say that. But at the same time, as a way to like someone who loves learning and I'm interested, when people just say Happy Holidays, I feel like for me, because it's so generalized, unless people get into that mindset of asking, ooh, that sounds fun, what holiday are you celebrating, which most people don't. Maybe that's how I should approach it, but I haven't yet. It'd be kind of nice if people were like, oh, you know, I celebrate this holiday. And then I can have that opportunity to go, ooh, what is that about? What do you guys do? What are the celebrations that you have? So on and so forth. We do have a few family traditions on these holidays. Okay. Anyone able to explain Yule better than me? I'm not good at explaining it. Dutch Christmas is when the Dutch celebrate the passing of presents. Yule is normally the solstice and is the closing of the winter season. Ah, okay. The death of the horned one and the rebirth of the goddess into the spring. The horned one, that sounds so badass. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just like, I'm just imagining so many things, but that sounds so cool. And then the rebirth of the goddess into the spring, that's so cool. Thank you, Wedge. Okay, hedge is probably what you meant. Okay, got it. Also, hi, Bude. Is that supposed to be like a playoff booty, like bootay kind of situation? Sorry, I'm projecting yours. I said hedge, not wedge. Oh my god. I figured it's fine. I got it. Hopefully they got it too. But yeah, that's kind of a, you know, phone messing. Yeah. Trust me, me and autocorrect are at an eternal war with each other. I have yet to win. It's a losing battle. And I've just come to accept it as who I am in life. A constant failure at you know, proper grammar or proper wordage. I just hope that I don't embarrass myself too much. That's my only hope. It's not whether or not I do or do not embarrass myself. I do embarrass myself. It's how much. Is it something that, oh, okay, that's fine. It's just a single letter. Or, oh my god, that word completely changed and that meaning is now something terrible. Oh shit. Wait, what happened? Bye. Oh, gotta run, but thanks. Bye. No, thank you so much for joining. You know, it really means a lot for, you know, having you guys here. I honestly don't expect anybody, simply because I have no clue what the hell I'm doing here anyways. So, oh, I missed something. My friends and I always make sure we're the same city on Nye. And you are New Year's Eve. Okay. Yeah, I immediately thought Bill Nye. And we have a gift exchange for our various holidays: solstice, Hanukkah, and Christmas. Ooh, that's so fun. Uh, kind of. It was an accidental joke after I liked the nickname Boo from To Kill a Mockingbird combined with my actual. Okay, okay. That's still really cool. I haven't read that book in so long. I feel like I should just revisit it because it's been a while. Excuse me. Oof. Come on, burp. Okay, never mind. It's not happening yet. There's a bunch of amazing paintings. Beltane is usually the spot. Is usually the point when he comes through again and is the beginning of planting. Ooh. Ooh. If you can post a link, that'd be awesome. I'd love to like read up or look at a picture of it. But I think I might end the stream a little bit sooner than I'd hoped, simply because I think we're approaching very close to the to when I have to head out. But I'll let you guys know maybe in like the next 5 minutes. I would honestly be okay with if instead of the usual New Year's celebration, we all just watched Bill Nye's. I would be down for a Bill Nye video any day. Holy crap. Although I feel like a lot of the science might be a little bit outdated by now because, you know, 20 something years ago, holy shit, 20 something years ago is when those videos were made. And I bet you anything, even Bill Nye himself would probably be like, yeah, I don't believe that video. That's probably not true anymore. I would be down, honestly speaking, like doing a live stream of Bill Nye videos, of just us watching Bill Nye online. That would, let me know if you guys would be down for that. Or Magic School Bus. God, I miss those two shows so much. Those were like my formative years. Like that was the reason why I became interested in science so much, was because of those two videos, was because of Bill Nye and because of Magic School Bus. And I'm honestly not sure if like anybody outside of the US knows much about it, or at least I feel like at least Bill Nye, right? Bill Nye has become such a cultural phenomena, or at least him as a person, that I feel like, I just realized I should probably moderate better, because I didn't realize that my bot was catching a lot of these. Is that the reason why some of those were highlighted above? Please tell me it's not because... Okay, all right, never mind. There wasn't any other. Yes, tag me on it, okay? Yes, I would love to. My son loves the colors solar system because of that show and Little Einsteins. I never got into Little Einsteins, but I heard it was a really good thing. I think you have to understand, I was 8, around like 7.5 when we moved to the US. And I used to watch a lot of the shows that were meant for like toddlers and like younger kids. I don't know why, I just loved it. I used to watch Nick Jr. all the time. I loved Nick Jr. So I would watch Blue's Clues all the time, Gilligan's Island, and let me just say, I used to watch these shows well past when it was meant for me to watch these shows. I think I was like 5th or 6th grade when I stopped watching. But yeah, ooh, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen these. He knows all the classical musicians and composers. That is amazing. See, this is why I'm so tossed. I have a toss up between when I have kids, whether I want to show like TV and stuff to them and get them started on that and get them addicted to that, simply because, you know, there's so much great educational content, or is it fine just because that's the new media on how they can learn? And, you know, obviously visual learning is a lot quicker than any other form, well, aside from actually experiencing and doing it yourself or teaching it to other people. I don't know, that's something I feel like I will have a tough time figuring out when I actually have kids. But PBS station is where he watches it on Hulu. I'm not sure what that is. PBS. Okay, I have to get going. We're at that point where the bell is ringing. PBS, yeah, that's what I figured. PBS. I love PBS, by the way. Best thing to happen. For those out of the US, that PBS stands for Public Broadcasting Station. It's a free station, publicly run, amazing. Anyways, before I go, there's something I did kind of want to share with you guys as a quick thank you for joining me on stream. And don't mock me for this, but I've been sketching something and I thought it'd be fun to show you guys. So, ba-bam. It's a sneak peek. It's not the official thing. It's just me having some ideas, but there you go. A little book cover art that I was thinking of doing. And yeah, there you go. And that's gone. Bye-bye. That's all you get. It's probably not even the final. There's going to be other ways. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that I'm still making progress, even though I haven't had an update in a while about it. But yeah. Anyways, I gotta go. Hope you guys have a fun Sunday or a good evening on Sunday before the week starts. And yeah, just wanted to let you guys know about if you guys are interested, the scheduling for this coming week. Still have the Monday cosplay show that I'm doing. I do have to go and grab some materials today, which is probably what I'm going to do. And if you guys can send me cheap ways to get stuff, because holy shit, this is an expensive hobby. I might have to do like some kind of a Patreon thing just to help maintain it, because I don't, especially my unemployed ass, can't afford constantly buying materials all the time, or make it like a bi-monthly thing instead of every week. Second, the rest of it is usual stuff. Wednesday, Friday, oh there it is. Wednesday's the story time show. Friday, I'm hoping I can get this week my Discord up so I can then start doing watch parties for Bollywood movies and do Bollywood bites that I've really wanted to do. I've also introduced a new show that I'm excited to start, which is on Wednesdays morning, 8 p.m. Pacific time, where if you guys don't know, I'm going to be in January part of a live broadcast or live stream TTRPG game called The Void, which is based off of the Coriolis setting. And it's like, basically it's described as Arabian Nights in space. And they've already done 2 seasons, and I'm going to be part of their 3rd season. So I thought it'd be fun to catch up, and for me to understand what's happening, I do a watch party of the first 2 seasons. So it's going to be every Wednesday at 8 a.m. PST. And I'm thinking of doing 2 of their episodes. Each one of them are about 2 hours long. So it'll be like that perfect, you know, about the same length as your typical TTRPG show with a break in between. So if you guys are interested, come join me. We can watch it together and watch me get my mind blown every single time, because they are an amazing group of people. And I've seen parts of episode 1 already, and it was so good already. So I'd love for you guys to join. I gotta go though. I really gotta go. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Love your faces. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Deuces. Bye.